Good, because I have something really important to talk about now. He starred in the Las Vegas production of Jersey Boys for 7 years, but now he has changed a role, and I dare say it's the role of a lifetime, I would imagine. Jeff Leibow is with us. He was Nick in the Vegas production of Jersey Boys, now works with the NF Hope Foundation. Welcome to D.C.
Thank you very much.
Now, normally I might say, welcome to D.C. What time is the show at the National? But you're here for a different reason. Tell us about it.
I am. When my daughter was 9 months old, she was diagnosed with a neurological disorder called Neurofibromatosis, or NF. And there's no treatments, there's no cures. So I'm not kind of the one to sit around. I like to do something. And so I got involved as quickly as I could. And part of that involvement means coming to D.C. every year, along with an advocacy group, and talking to some people about making sure there's federal funding for NF research.
Now, why make the change? It's a pretty big change. Did you feel like this is what you wanted to do full steam ahead because not as many people know about it as they should? Or what was the thing that made you decide, hey, you know what, I'm leaving this for now? Well,
in 2011, I actually started producing a benefit concert called the NF Hope Concert. And each year it's gotten more steam in Las Vegas, and the opportunity just arose for me to produce it around the country, which would do exactly that, raise awareness for NF on a much larger scale. And because it's my daughter, it was an easy decision to make, to step down and after 7 years and take on this new role.
So you still sort of use your talents, but in a different way.
Absolutely.
You're redirecting your energy.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, every year in Las Vegas, my wife and I always sing at least one song.
Oh, that's beautiful. And Emma is 5 now?
Emma is 5.
Okay, tell us about Emma.
Emma is amazing. She's a fireball. I was just telling Jill on the way over here, I'm involved in a charity event next week that's an adult-only event. So she's decided on her own this last weekend that she was going to do her kids' version of it all by herself. So she's a fireball, but fortunately, she's also, she's doing well. She has about 20 tumors around her body from NF, including some in her brain that we have to watch, but she lives her day completely unaffected by them.
Seeing some video there. Just beautiful.
Thank you.
Just beautiful. So you said that you found out when she was just months old. What are some of the indicators? What should people know?
There are 5 diagnostic symptoms of NF, and if any patient has at least 2 of them, it's an official diagnosis. So cafe au lait spots is probably the most common, which are kind of birthmark-like spots that can grow. If you have at least 6 of them and they're 5 millimeters or greater, that can be one. Freckling in the armpit, freckling in the groin, leash nodules, which is something that an ophthalmologist can see. And then there's one more, but if you have at least 2 of those, it's an official diagnosis, and she has more than that.
Okay. And usually, is it discovered during infancy, or does it matter the time of year if you notice your child's 10 years old and is developing these, or is it always as a little baby?
Well, I've met people who've lived most of their lives before they knew that they had it. That said, doctors sadly tend to miss it. There's still a lot of doctors out there that aren't very familiar with it. It can be diagnosed at infancy and childhood, early childhood, and that's probably the most important times to watch. So hopefully, doctors can be more involved and learn about it so that they can diagnose it. But I've met people who have been diagnosed at the age of 40.
Really? Okay. What are you asking of Congress? What should we all be doing about this?
Well, there has been since 1996, we've gotten federal funding through a Department of Defense program called Congressionally Directed Medical Research Programs. There are a number of disorders, diseases that have fallen into it, but one of them is the NF Research Program. And since 1996, we've raised about $272 million in federal funding. But this Army program is very specific. It is clinically oriented research, which means it's research meant to get to the patient as quickly as possible. There's also, it's incredibly reviewed by scientists as well as peers to make sure that it's the right project for the NF community. And so this year, once again, we're going to the Hill. We're asking for $16 million to be put into the congressionally directed medical research programs for NF. And
if we learn anything from Jersey Boys, we know the underdog can do it.
Absolutely. And we've done amazing things, and it's just the start. The more every year we'll be back, and hopefully it'll keep happening.
How do we find out more information? Is there a website we can go to?
Absolutely. You can go to nfnetwork.org. There is a section called Becoming an Advocate, and you can we'll reach out to you as well. There's places to send letters to your congressmen, to your senators, and if you are a family with NF and you want to get involved in the advocacy program, reach out to that website and send an email.
Okay, Jeff Leibow, he's an entertainer with a big old heart of gold, but we know why you do it. Emma is the reason why, right? Or, good luck in your mission. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
All righty, let's head it over back to the anchor.
Back over here. Thanks, Al.